Hello, my name is Kiani Raklander and today I'll be discussing my education philosophy. My interest in education began when I was 10 years old. Adults would always ask me what my dream job was. The first thing that came to mind was, I love children and I love sport. So then my conversation resulted in me becoming a physical education teacher, as I have a passion for teaching and sport. However, throughout my studies of the Bachelor of Education, it has become clear that teaching in a classroom with primary school students has now become a passion and possible option for me. Throughout this first year of studying education, I have understood more about myself and the type of teacher I want to be for my students. As a future educator, I need to understand the purpose of education for my students, the power of teachers, and the diverse social and cultural factors that impact upon a child's education and their pathway. As a teacher, it is important to understand how all these factors affect each individual student and their educational outcome. Throughout my educational journey, I always saw school as a safe and welcoming environment where I felt accepted and where I could achieve my academic goals. Every student should feel comfortable and supported by their teachers and peer group to allow them to learn and to grow as people and within their studies. However, this is not the case for many students today. Within the classroom and the school environment, it is important that as future educators, we develop a safe and supportive environment that allows students to become diverse members of society. Both the teacher and the student have different values, attitudes, beliefs, and come from different variables such as religion, race, gender, and sex. With all these factors, it creates each student's unique identity. With the help of the educational philosophers Mahatma Gandhi and bell hooks, they recognize diversity within the schools and by teachers. Teachers need to possess a specific and particular set of skills and abilities to play this role. Factors such as socioeconomic, sexual identity, family structure, religion, student mobility, ability disability, chronic health conditions, mental health, and student connectedness can all impact upon the way in which students experience and respond to their schooling. Bell Hooks states, to teach in a manner that respects and cares for the souls of students is essential if we are to provide the necessary conditions where learning can most deeply and imminently begin. Bell Hook explains this well, as the nature of students needs to be encouraged and supported within the classroom. Teachers need to have the knowledge and the effective approach in bringing out the best possible educator in their students and understand the unique differences of each student and their different learning styles. It's Mahatma Gandhi who said that education not only molds the new generation, but reflects the society's fundamental assumptions about itself and the individuals which compose it. The role of the educator is to educate students in the events society's growth. I believe that children need to be aware and implement diversity, not just within schools, but throughout their lives. As you observe this running race, I want you to imagine it in a classroom setting. We live in a multicultural society where educators are surrounded by a heterogeneous diversity within their students and in an educational setting. The best evidence of this is shown as I have 6 runners completing the exact same warm-up, stretches, and conducting the overall outcome of a 100-meter run. All of these runners have the ability to perform this run with the same outcome, although with some of the factors of different genders, ability, disability, cultural background, biological determinism, and their age, these affect the overall outcome of the run or the overall teaching of the class. As you see, all the runners are different as all students are different. Within the classroom, the diversity within students needs to be recognised and supported to allow the students to achieve their educational outcome. All the runners perform differently during their race, as all students learn differently within the classroom. I believe that understanding the differences between heterogeneous learners and providing them with the tools, skills, and support to transform their learning will develop, engage, motivate a positive learner. Even though all the runners completed the same warm-up and stretches, the overall outcome was different for each runner. This relates back to the diversity from the classroom and how each student has their own unique identity and learning style. This is an example of the Australian Professional Standard for Teachers on Know Your Students and How They Learn. And as teachers, we need to ensure that all our students feel accepted and supported throughout their learning journey. Alton Lee states that quality teaching facilitates the learning of diverse students and raises achievement for all learners. As a future educator, I'm eager to use the Australian curriculum within the classroom and understand how these standards will help develop my students, but I'm also wanting to ensure that I educate my students with the ideal of a safe, supportive, and diverse learning environment. I am looking forward to using this philosophy as a guide to develop my students in today's society, both academically and emotionally.